mean, hey, man, it gets like,
It's a
it's all good. Yeah, you can definitely do your thing. Y'all can do it over if you want. That's cool with me. It-
no, we're not gonna try that one again.
that's all right. Look, even if
Not
you,
too we sure we can get the sound right, but I don't want
I hear that.
it's
Sometimes
okay.
it's a little hairy on us.
I got I got lots of skills. I don't have to do that.
Excuse us. You like, look, I'll leave those troubles to the few talented, That's not me. All right, I'm gonna share my screen. Y'all just let me know if you can see. When you see what we're supposed to see, just let me know if you can see. Just give me a thumbs up if it's coming up on your screen. Can you see? Awesome. All right, cool. Alrighty, so let's go ahead. It sometimes take me a little while to share screen, but y'all gonna bear with me, cause y'all are a blessing. I know it. I just know it in my soul. So, like I said, this is Freestyle Fridays, presented to you by The Word Is Right, and I am your host for the evening,
I
and
hear
my
you
name is Ray
on
Jane. Huh?
no,
You good?
I'm good.
Everybody else can hear me okay? All right, let me know. Don't have me out here looking crazy. All
I
right.
can hear you good.
Okay, thank you, Ngoma. Right. So, like we said, this is Freestyle Fridays. So we do a little bit of this, do a little bit of that, right? We just want you to be encouraged and inspired. If you got new shit that you want to share, it is encouraged. If you want to write something new with us, you will have plenty of opportunity to do that. Here at The Word Is Right, we got something going just about every day of the week. This is our calendar and it gets changed. We got people coming, new folks coming, old folks coming. We got a little bit of something safe and new for you to do every day. So, of course, this is a little bit of a lot of bit, right? So just come on and follow The Word Is Right on Facebook or Instagram, or you can follow me at ITSRAYJANE. And here goes the information just to make it a little bit easier for those of you who might be out in Facebook land who are not privy to this information. You can come and follow us. All right. It would be our pleasure to connect with you. All right. And the first thing we do in this room is to give gratitude, right? Because none of us had to be here. So I've given honor to the Creator for bringing you also here so we can share in this experience of love. There might be some music played. There might be some spoken word artists that come through visually on YouTube and otherwise. Please understand, I don't own any of the rights to that, right? We are just partaking of what's already been shared in the media. And I just ask that just as you do with those folks who are more established, if you will, that you give each other the same respect and love. And then as far as community guidelines are concerned, just be prepared to party. We just keeping it light in here. If you hear something that you like, please feel free to unmute yourself so you can celebrate each other and lift each other. If it's something that was dope, say so. People need to hear that, right? Everybody deserves a safe space, right? We're all a little nervous from time to time. We all have fears from time to time. So dance with those fears, be gentle with yourself. And really, the only true rule up in here, as with all the places that I'm at, is please don't get cute and get the boot. So that just means there won't be any disrespectful banter going on. And if you hear it, let me know. You know what I'm saying? It's just me. It's just me and these two eyes. And I think Marissa, as long as she has time to hang with us, she will certainly be backing us up to help keep this space safe. So if you see something you don't like, let us know, okay? So we usually get going with a freestyle kind of situation sometimes, but we kind of morphed into more of some prompts. So we'll see how we're doing. If we feel so inclined, we'll jump into a cipher, all right? But the first thing we're going to do is write, okay? So we're going to shake off some of the energy from the week, from whatever you might have been through. And I want you to just consider the idea of love, right? We talk about it all the time. We hear about it all the time. I love you, you love me. How come you don't love me, right? You know what I mean? So there's a lot of definitions of love. And I just want you to think throughout this session about what love means to you, right? And so I'm usually starting off with a definition, and by no means is this the penultimate, right? Just a suggestion of what love might be: a strong feeling of affection, a great interest and pleasure in something or someone. Love is like the wind. You can't see it, but you can feel it. right? So we're going to use that as a prompt. And I want you to write for 10 minutes. And if you got stuff and you like, I ain't come here to really write nothing, I just came to be on the open mic, then look through all your old poems, whatever might be new as well, and look and find us a poem that has something to do with love, right? Or picks up on one of these prompts, as we will share together afterwards. And if you are so inclined to take the challenge to write something new, then you can either write to the prompt that says, love is like the wind, or you could write a prompt about where love lives in your body. Okay. And as always, I'm never going to give you a challenge that I'm not willing to take on myself. So I will also be willing in writing with you for these next 10 minutes. And we are going to start our 10 minutes right now. All right. So we'll be back in 10 minutes. If you have any questions or concerns, please feel free to chat me. All right. See you shortly. Got about 2 minutes left. All right. Greetings. Welcome back, friends. All right, so, not everybody's gonna write to the prompt, and that's all good, right? This is an invitation for you to either write something new or to just read whatever you want to read, which is all good, okay? So if you would like to share, please put your hand up in your Zoom box, and we will get right to you, okay? And while you are warming up and thinking about it, I can also share. Anybody want to share anything? That's whether it's to the prompt or otherwise. Yes, I see some hands going up. All right, Oshun, I see you. Please go ahead and unmute yourself and welcome.
Okay, now I didn't write the prompt, okay? And I guess it might be nice if I turned on my video. But I didn't write to the prompt. I actually wrote this piece, don't laugh, back in 2004. And that's what I'm gonna read. Hold on a second. Give me just 1 second. Okay, there's a video. Okay. Okay. It's called Eternity's Ocean. I feel you. Where are you? Searching insistently, the mists of time hide you from my view. I long for the moment of recognition, that movement in eternity's ocean, when our eyes meet and our souls simultaneously drown in the depths of serendipitous synchronicity, while soaring to the epiphany of revelation in our embrace. I feel you. Where are you? You'll take up so much space in my being that encounters of mistaken identity will no longer intrude on our reunion. It will be you and only you that will open the door to my heart, and I will return you to the pedestal inside the shrine of love. I feel you. Where are you? I love you. There'll be madness to say it. I will. I love you from every atom in my being, from the very first time through every incarnation until now. You won't ask why. You come to me knowing there is no reason. Love is its own reason. I feel you. Where are you?
That's beautiful. That was beautiful. Did you have another?
I'm sorry?
I said, did you have another?
Oh, wait, yeah, I'm doing both of them? Okay.
Yeah, it's a lot less strict as far as time is concerned here. So you do what you like.
Okay. I'm sorry, I didn't know I was gonna be doing another one right away. Give me just a second, okay?
That's sure. And we can come back to you. That's okay too.
Okay, come back to me.
Okay, we'll do. All right. I see you, Shocky G. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Do your thing.
Okay. I wrote to the second prompt. Love has never called this body home. Once it vacationed in my lungs like cigarette smoke, turned this heart black, escaped my lips unrequited. Smoke rings mistaken for halos, holy, hollowed ground be this chest. I am a dying breed, the hopeless romantic. Love is a rolling stone carrying emotional baggage in its carry on, and we are cargo spaces, untouched, unneeded, inconvenient. Maybe you and I were an Airbnb romance on this road trip across the desert, just cool water crushes and shaded rejection. That's as far as I got.
Ooh, I am in there with you. Okay. Look, I'm excited to see where that's going. Thank you for being here and for opting to share. All right. Karen, I see you.
Hey,
Go.
what's up? What's up, everybody? Happy Friday. Sorry, I'm hiding my face today because my eyes a mess.
That's
So
okay.
mine is, and I found out about this last night. Sorry, so it's very unexpected planning. It says love is in. Love is in my heart. Love is in my thoughts. I am love. I attract love. To me, love is more than a feeling. It is a lifestyle. It is in my way, it is in the way I carry myself, the way I treat myself, how I speak to myself, the way I look at myself back in the mirror. I love blowing myself kisses, don't you know? Speaking sweet some things to myself daily. It's a constant. I keep my love flowing. Thanks.
Ooh, it's a constant. I keep my love flowing. I love how you said love is a lifestyle. That's what's up. Thank you for being here. Look, we love a last minute thing. That's all we do and be jumping in these little poetry rooms, okay? So you are in good company, and we understand, not every day is a Zoom, camera on day. That's okay. We're just glad to have your energy here. All right, I see you, Baba. Go ahead, do your thing. You gotta unmute, Baba.
Uh-huh. There we go. I didn't write anything to the prompt, but I got a poem that I think might like fit into the, kind of fit into the scheme of things. It's called LRA Pen. Ifa is the witness of destiny, the authority in this divinity. So when one door was shut, a new one opened. She came saying she was Oshun's daughter with an aura so compelling, I knew we'd be together at first sight. Now I know that sounds presumptuous, but I was truly enraptured by her charm, and the jazz of her beauty captured my attention like the lure of a new dimension. I guess women would think I'd be cautious, trying to woo this river goddess, taking me to places not explored, at least not by me, like leaving offerings by a tree for mothers on a snowy midnight. But remember, Ifa is the witness of destiny, the authority in this divinity. When one door shuts, another will open, as I was guided through the Babalawo on the path that I had long been seeking. A shoe opened the way. It was on the day of my solar return that I learned I would be crowned Obatala, and that metamorphosis would come in the winter of my life on the backs of my ancestors' visions. So remember, Ifa is the witness of destiny. When rulers changed the holy text, oh, wow, oh, here we go, sorry. The authority in this divinity, when one door shuts, another will open, as I left offerings at the crossroad at midnight that opened the way to my journey to Ibadan. 10 roofs and roosters crowing, awakening to a new day, a rebirth to give praise to Olodumare for long life, good health, and prosperity. Mofori Ballet. I'd say.
Woo, that was beautiful, man.
Thank you.
Oh, you're very welcome. Very welcome. Ah, sometimes we be needing that, you know. I love what comes to the surface when we talk about love, right? It's such a distinct thing that so many people feel like they can at least, recognize after some time for some folk, you know. But when you ask people to describe love or talk about it, it's so interesting how differently it comes out, which is so beautiful that it can be so many different things and the same thing at once.
Yep.
Just nice. Right? All right, Oshun, you ready?
Oh, am I on the mic?
Yeah, let me unmute you.
Okay.
Here we go.
All right. This has nothing to do with love. Not that kind anyway. I'm just going to give you a quick glossary of Yoruba divinities. Alegua is the Orisha of crossroads. Obatala is our Orisha of purity and creativity. Ogun is often mistaken as the god of war, but that's not true. First and foremost, he's our Orisha of justice. And Oshun, the Orisha that I am a priestess of, is first and foremost, often misunderstood, but she's first and foremost a mother goddess. Then she's a goddess of love, art, but what's a greater love anyway than a mother's love? So those are the four that'll be mentioned here, and I'll give you an idea of really what I'm talking about. And I'm a little hoarse, but I'm going to attempt to sing in the middle of this poem. I said attempt. Anyway, so I've been rubbing antiques down on Broadway where the village meets the Lower East Side. No luck yet. Junkies and winos watch to see if my ritual produces any better visions than their chemically induced hallucinations. I want to tell them that overindulgence in the spirits of gin, wine, and white powders invoke false gods that use them as temporary altars till the poison cuts short their time and the demons move on to their next host. But Alegba tells me I don't speak their language. He says I must wait in contemplative silence until their own souls arrive at the crossroads that chooses wisdom over wine, divinity over delusion, life over death. I go up to Harlem offering cracked and chipped plates of food to the collective ancestors of our freedom, begging them to speak to our walking wounded, the men, women, and children that suffer from over 40 years of post-traumatic slave syndrome disorder. Each generation, a different mutation resulting in the same terminal disease. I ask Obatala for the medicine to cure it. He reminds me that patience is the mother and father of good character, and only when that character becomes more important than degenerate distraction, maniacal materialism, and worshiping money as a god will we be able to walk in the footsteps of in the whispers of our ancestors' wisdom. I'm called up to the Bronx singing freedom songs. Sing it with me if you know it. Until the killing of black men, black mothers' sons is as important as the killing of white men, white mothers' sons. We who believe in freedom cannot rest. We who believe in freedom cannot rest until it comes. I see Ogun, our Orisha's restless standing underneath the elevated train tracks at Southern Boulevard. I run, greet him in tradition, Dobale, Mofoi Ballet. I ask him to lead our people in the battle for justice. He answers me with his own scripture, Ogundemeji, and says, don't hurry back from anything that requires patience. He continues, the truth, no matter how small and weak it looks in the beginning, always prevails in the end, always. Remember Medgar Evers? Remember Emmett Till? He continues in his own Ijala poetry and says, truth and justice are like Siamese twins that can never be separated. He advises me, if you want justice, you must seek the truth, speak the truth, and walk in truth. Only then will your battles and victories be won. I poured libation in Brooklyn, in Weeksville, where care of each other, love of each other, and support of each other were the community cornerstones. I beg Oshun to return those gifts to us. She too tells me to wait. She says that love and fear can't sleep in the same house, much less the same bed. But the time of courage is coming. Her waterfall of wisdom whispers into my ear. Oshun says, love, love again, then love more. Love is our legacy. Feed everyone's soul with love so it can grow in its power. So I sit in contemplative silence, cultivate good character, walk in truth, work love to build our legacy, and wait, because divine guidance is far too precious to waste. Ashe.
Wow, that was beautiful.
Thank you.
You're welcome. And see, y'all ended up collabing for us anyway. See, I told you.
I'm the horse. My voice is jacked up.
Listen, it was beautiful. It came through nice and clear for us. Thank you for
Thank
teaching as well. We appreciate you. All right. I hope y'all got some more of that under your sleeve somewhere. Okay. I'm just saying. That's dope. All right. So, like I said, I'm not going to ever give you guys a challenge that I'm not willing to take on. So, I also wrote to the prompt. Can't say it's great, but hey, it's here, right? And we're going to share, if nothing else, to encourage you to do the same if you feel so inclined. And again, if you don't want to write to the prompt, don't. Find something you want to read, something you feel passionate about so that we can, exchange that passionate energy with you, with whatever you choose to talk about. It's all good, right? It's freestyle, it's your style, okay? All right. So this is my attempt at the prompts. Love is like the wind. Fragrant. Last time love passed me by, it came smelling of pepper. Nearly the right sprinkling of spices, but missing something. Left me sniffing after it, just missing it with long crossed eyes, relying on nearly frayed dendrites. Burned sugar dropping from nares. Every now and then I remember your laugh. It bounces invisibly along, a black man made mythical. Sometimes you let yourself ride the air, life otherwise too weighty for you to be wafted. But I knew your blends by heart. In fact, what I knew of love often stops me mid-step, neck craning, head to the sky, to the left, to the right, trying to recall the last time love was the wind. All right. Yes, indeed. Yes, indeed. I appreciate you for your snaps. I appreciate you for your snaps. All right. Let's get into another prompt and or time to snack and or time to go back into your crates and find another piece that you feel compelled to share for our next share. And if you need some inspiration though, we're going to get into that as well. All right. Let me find my little da-da. All right, cool. Yeah, we're going to get into some manifestations. Also, recently with Art Defined, I did a writing workshop, which is called the Generative Writing Workshop or Cycles. And we talked about manifestation, right? So we're going to talk about that a little bit. And we're going to tap into some early memories and see where they take us. Cool. All right, y'all just let me know, make sure that you can hear as well. All right, we should be good. All right, just give me a thumbs up if you can hear, okay?
At 1:47 in the morning, when the neighborhood block party dies down, and I'm trying to shoot my shot with whomever I got in my left hand. While balancing whiskey and a blunt in my right, I spot one of my middle school students on the street.
Can you hear it okay? Yeah? Okay.
I don't trip. I dare not lock eyes. Mine are too low to do so anyway, but I see him. And he see me seeing him. Walking toward me without pause, saying, "Oh shit, what's good, Miss Shaw?" Forcing this woman to laugh belligerently. Why question if my real name is Roddy? He asks her if she's my lady or something. Both are seeking personal information they can clearly exchange themselves, but he wants me in this awkward situation. See, he knows at work I'm the bully's bully, able to outjust any class clown, and now he has the perfect clapback in bio class when labs are done and I turn on the smartboard to show him what smoke does to their lungs. I know he gonna start his shit. He checks to see if my blunt is still lit. Gonna ask me if it's sour, kush, or piff, and I say kush, David. It's an ancient African civilization, known for its iron and gold. Skip the part about Kushites not living past 25 years old. See, that part sounds too much like home. And when you teach in the hood and sleep in the hood, you must tell students of places they can dream of to escape this nightmare. Don't ask why they out here. Remember, late nights here have no age limit. Remember, there are no lights here in the home of those who believe they die young. Remember, they die young here. Live life at night because death is more expected than dawn. The next day at work, when the bell rings and my students scream, "Hey, yo, Miss Shaw, I got that gas. Hit me when you need that loud pack." I don't trip. I did not make eye contact. No, the only difference between a counselor and a customer is the time of the day. I keep walking away. Past students who laugh when he explains it's 35 for eighths, 50 for quarter, and 110 for halves, and I am torn. My inner herbalist wants to take advantage of his dumbass crisis. But the math teacher in me is pissed because I know he should be better with his measurements. I take no offense that he sees me as a sale. Not naive enough to believe that young black males aren't expected or able to help with food on the table at 13. Because when you teach in the hood and eat in the hood, you can't ignore the constant hunger around you. These streets must earn every bite they eat, stack bread, cut corners, and still be left with the crumbs. So our sons turn hallways into trap houses with lockers and stashes, and they graduates become bosses, giving discounts to the teachers of classes they're failing to cut losses. And this is just middle school. How many pounds will they push to prom? How can I blow the whistle without ringing any alarms because taking away his hustle can take away his home? And when you eat, sleep, and teach in the hood, the hardest subject is always surviving. Class is always pass-fail. Student keeps transferring out into grade plots and locked cells, keeping money on their books because we don't get no money for books, no money for uniforms, no money for food, no belief in themselves, no hope in the future, and no one gives a fuck because this is just middle school, meaning midway point through the pipeline to becoming another statistic, like a percentage of those with demographics just like mine, just like his, just like home when I am alone in the classroom with 23 frustrated students staring at their 8th state exam this semester, questioning why the fuck they gotta do this when they'll never use this in real life. I don't trip. Look them all in their eye and tell them that when you sleep in the hood and eat in the hood, sometimes the best thing you can do is not be in the hood. Take advantage of everything so you can leave the hood. Get everything they said you couldn't because you perceived as hood. To win this game, they force us to play one. Must know the rules were meant to be questioned, bent, and broken. And here, you learn all that shit in middle school.
Okay. Right. I love that, right? The teacher's kind of talking about this experience. So I want you to think about for 5 minutes, not a long one, this is a short one, right? Either to write to the prompt or dig through the crates, right? Right? Go back to middle school and write a poem about your favorite teacher. When did you realize they were human, right? Now, the teacher for you might not be a human being. It might be a situation. It might be an inanimate object. It might be an event in your life that taught you the most. If you got a poem about that or you want to write a poem about that, feel free. Or write a poem keeping in mind the line, when the bell rings. And you can go wherever you want with that. Okay? So we're going to do that for 5 minutes. And then we're going to come back with either your own original poems that have nothing to do at all with this prompt or what you wrote to the prompt. Cool? All right. I'll be doing it with you. So our 5 minutes starts now. All right, you got about a minute left. Alrighty. Greetings, friends. Welcome back. All right, let me know if you would like to read. Just put your hand up in your box. Or soon let me know, is that a new hand? Is that an old hand? You still got your hand up in the box, I think, from last time. So I was just trying to see, did you put it back up or you just left it there? It's all good. Almost done. Okay, I got you, Marissa. All right. All right, Oshun will let us know. Okay, Karen, go ahead. You got it.
Hey everyone, I'm back. Can you hear me?
Yeah, we can hear you.
Okay, a little bit louder. Okay, so I wrote when the bell rings. When the bell rings, it better not catch me regretting. Regretting my breakups. I made vows to stay, vows to never run away, but I left, never really wanting to cast our love away. I hope no bell catches me grieving. Thank you.
Ooh, I hope no bell catches me grieving. Where did you go with that one, Karen? Where did that take you?
Sometimes in life we kind of like, we start a relationship and we're honestly starting a relationship and we really have expectations and so many expectations and we share those expectations, but sometimes it just doesn't work out. It looks like it's working out, but it just reaches a space where it stops working out, and there's grief.
That's real. That's real. Thank you for sharing that. I think there's a lot of folks that can resonate with that message for sure. Been there, you know what I'm saying? All right. Baba, I seen your hand go up and down a few times. Did you want to share?
Yep.
Okay, go ahead. Do your
I
thing.
didn't write though.
That's all right.
Sorry. This is uh this is what's commonly called a didgeridoo, but didgeridoo is a misnomer. The Aboriginals say that it is called a yidaki, Yidaki. Europeans, just like they call you jigaboo, they call us out of his name too. Call it a didgeridoo. Here's the poem and the music.
And Goma, we can't hear.
No, okay. Later for that. Here's the poem. I snort wheatgrass juice for breakfast. It opens my third eye to the Most High, telling me not to use my stomach as a cemetery for dead animals. A party with 40s of carrot juice, ginger, and beets helps my tantric love last. I smoke blunts of poetry, shifts my paradigm, helps me rhyme on time. In time, if there is time, I question it, but then I question everything. It's this telepathy, perhaps you've heard of me. I communicate with trees. They tell me gossip, their roots run deep to the center of the universe. I open chakras too. I use my didgeridoo for cultural healing when I play for you. These, oh shit, I can't remember. Rewind. I snort wheatgrass juice for breakfast. It opens my third eye to the Most High, telling me not to use my stomach as a cemetery for dead animals. I party with 40s of carrot juice, ginger, and beets, helps my tantric love last. I smoke blunts of poetry, shifts my paradigm, helps me rhyme on time. In time, if there is time, I question it, but then I question everything. It's this telepathy, perhaps you've heard of me. I communicate with trees. They tell me gossip, their roots run deep to the center of the universe. I open chakras too. I use my didgeridoo for cultural healing when I play for you. These similes and metaphors open the doors to your mind that was shut. That's why we're in such a rut. But I channel knowledge from the kingdom of King Tut. I was a citizen of Atlantis in the past life. That's why I swim through this illusion that you think of as life, this one of pain and strife, where you'll be in prison for eternity until your mind breaks free and you can really see things can change when you question authority, like the elimination of reincarnation in 325 AD. I have no use for a compass. I read the earth's blueprint. Don't believe in owning land or paying landlord's rent. I always give praise to the 7 directions. I know that the soul is an act of perfection. We're all made in the image of God, but God has no body. So I study the travel of the soul. It never grows old, at least not the way that you think of as old, for soul is eternal, never ending. The kingdom of heaven is within. They are spirits seen and unseen, spirits known and unknown, singing, life is full of riddles that only the dead can answer. If you listen, you can hear them in the echoes of the wind, chanting siren sounds from the place that time began. There goes that word again. I believe in all things as opposed to those who believe in nothing. I am the center of the crossroads that all souls travel through, a traverse point in the cosmos protected. I live in all worlds, exist in all things. Place your palms to mine, retrieve your memory. There's a TV screen in the third eye, viewing the Akashic records from the Most High. Trace your roots and return to the light at Tapu.
Man, that was like a prayer. That was beautiful.
Thank you.
Thank you for starting over too. I know sometimes that happens, right? We need to be able to see that. Like, hey, no matter how it goes, you can always go back. We're gonna get to the end of that thing one way or the other.
What other?
Right? Thank you. I appreciate you for being here. All right, Marissa, I see you. Go ahead, do your thing.
It's very rough. I just did it. All right, here we go. When the bell rings, are you still standing? How hard have you been hit? Are there stars yet? When your ass is up in your throat, those you don't recognize dry your eyes, clot your blood, pack your nose, and ice your cheekbones. The seconds are counting down. Must return. The bell is about to ring. It calls out, cries out for retribution. It claws through my ears and rips up my purpose to get back up and get back in the fight. Gloves up. Keep your light on your feet moving. Always be moving. Just don't stop moving, because when the bell rings, you may not finish on your feet. Broken backs of poets in the ringer, dirty laundry revolution, rotating cries for justice through ink. See if you are still standing when the bell rings. You can take the hits. We must take the hits. Seconds matter when lives are on the line. Poets wait for the ring. We anticipate the fight. We pack our own noses now, fix our own backs, check our gloves to face check you until we begin to live for the sweet sound when the bell rings.
Oh, I love the direction you came from with that. Thank you for being here. That makes so much sense. Sometimes that ringing bell is terrifying. You got some ass whooping on the other side of the thing. That's real, right? We don't talk about that. School is sometimes a terrible place, even without the, threat of being killed now. Right? It's hard. This school, there's some real interesting folk. So I appreciate you for being here, for reading that to us. We appreciate it. All right. Hey, I got one for y'all. I'm digging in my crates, right? Just so you know you can do that too. Right? So this one is, I don't know when I wrote this, but it's entitled Learning to Teach. Then we're gonna get into another prompt. We'll be back, okay? I come from that strong stock, that well mixed, that evenly stirred. I stem from Daddy's long-legged tails linked my lullabies with love-laden linguistics, mixes of truth and just a bit of embellishment. Emboldened, I get my talk that talk from long line of griots. Great epic tales of battles in Brooklyn borough and rage reddening Georgia clay, how they been gangster. Way back when gangsters was still black, Daddy made me watch Roots connecting common courtesies not extended to me and this skin. So I'd understand why they killed cornbread and stretching the thread in my mind around details of this melanin, wrapping me in reasons to know exactly who I am. I learned to survive, unsure of when I realized I am also a conduit, a link and chain, Gumby graciously stretching self, standing in, filling gaps as I walk on someone else's back to get here, knowing I may need someone else to bend for me one day. So I practice reaching back to young thundercats behind me, smashing ceilings as I rise, leaving ladders trailing, daring those given no outlines, no deeply pressed tracks to follow, no been there. This is how you do that. Abundance of darkness on my hills, creating lack, so I illuminated. I became light. Even set myself on fire so you can see, so they can be better off than the oldest versions of we. I still have work to do. Mama's folk made the lesson so palpable. The other side of my trees, big baobabs, storing water in their barks. Stern and often seeming dry, but in drought the teachers are where my water lives, so I drank greedily at their fountains. Sat still, head down, taking in their fruits, clenching teeth at times, tutors turning tables with tasks meant to grow me, but because they know me, they mix in sweet kindness, kind of masking acrid taste, when ego regurgitates what they told me already. Not to consume, though, eager to be more omniscient, I often come into classroom missing vital evidence of paying attention, but they are patient with me. Sharpening my lead, polishing penmanship, proposing precise as best means of pressing toward the mark, making me minister to myself. Muddling in mead or about at least 5 subjects materializing from compositions once clear on my position, I take note now of what hurts and how they show me. Shadows and expose how I have missed my assignments. Chasing answers to questions already solved on their, reclaiming their time with pain they already paid for on my behalf. I review, remeasure rules to become ruler of oneself, adjusting rubric for my children, this one just vigorous enough for my beating heart. I learned from my teachers, from my mama's peoples, from the evangelists called grandma and grandpa, how to shift gears into gratitude, how to pray, how to bend knee, how to get nothing I want but to say thank you. Anyway, I have been taught, and though the rope they weaved has grown taut, I towed down the line of this life, twisting and terrified my fears, digging pits beneath my feet. But Daddy always told me, baby girl, rarely anything good is easy. It ain't nothing easy, very good. Each testing these theories and coming out as facts helps me to come to terms with that. And this education on how to survive has no graduation day, that life is ongoing accumulation of degrees, necessity of mastery. Self-love is exactly 360 of the first lessons taught to me that still requires drills. Respect in general needing no coaching. The rod and staff provided enough reinforcement to stand pillars of personality. My people taught me to dig, unearthing trauma as I go, untethering from pain I have not met before. No, that's not mine. Perhaps the greatest lesson yet is difference between what I need and what I already know. Cool. Cool.
Wow.
Thank you.
Yeah.
Thank you.
Wow. That's what I gotta say.
Thank you. Appreciate it.
Never
Indeed.
thought about writing about my education or the fact that I've taught. Teaching, though, as you pointed out, is sacred.
Absolutely.
And many people who are teaching don't remember that teaching is just that. What you're able to help someone, because you're not really teaching them anything, you're helping them to discover what's already there.
Exactly. Right? You helping them bloom. They already got it. They just need to see it, right? Learn how to recognize it, learn how to grow it. And I've been blessed to come from a line of teachers. And so I'm sure that's a part of my purpose, you know, to teach.
And when you're teaching, you always pray to be able to get through. That's a big thing. Did I get through today? And some days you can't tell.
Some days you don't know, right? No at all. I just ask the Lord, I say, give me a word. Right? I say that before these patients, before I go see the patient, I go, just give me the words. Give me the right words to connect. Right? So thank y'all for being here and bringing y'all words with you. Let's get into another prompt. All right. And remember, see, now you've seen some people that have done some poetry to the prompt, and you've seen some folks who just was like, man, forget that prompt. Thank you, but I'm good. And they just went and dug in their own stuff, myself included. Right. So just so you know, all of what you have to offer is welcome and encouraged here. The prompts are not rules, they're suggestions, they're offerings, just in case you want to write something new. Okay. And if you don't, that's all right. You don't have to. All right. So we're going to do another 5 minutes quick. You know, we usually start with a bigger one and then we just do some shorties. Right. Also, so you don't feel trapped in the suggestion. Right. So for 5 minutes, we're going to talk about manifestation. Right. So you can either write a prompt where I want you to take a second and just Google the frequency of what you need, right? Because we don't realize a lot of the things that we covet have frequencies. Even the things that are not so good for us are not so good for us because of their frequencies. Love also has a frequency, right? So if you're looking for love, I want you to Google what the frequency of love is, and then write a poem about what you find. Explain how you plan to raise your vibration to attract what you want, right? Do you presume that you at the same frequency as love yet? This thing that you looking for, right? Are you below it? Are you above it? You need to come down. What's up? Tell us about that, right? Or write a poem from the perspective of the thing that you are seeking. So if you're looking for wealth or courage, be that thing that you're looking for and write a poem as if you are. Right? So if you were courage and you seen you out there looking for you, what would you be saying? Right? Would you be giving you clues on how to get to you? Or would you be like, now look at this fool. You always looking for me. Every month you looking for me, right? So I want you to try that out if you're so inclined. And I'll be doing the same with you. So we're going to do that for 5 minutes. And you can either write out something new or find something old that kind of goes with that. You know, maybe it's a mantra that you wrote before, a manifestation, whatever it is, you know, about your vibration, your frequency, or something that's totally unrelated that you just feel like sharing. You're welcome to do any of that. But we're going to write for these next 5 minutes. All right. And I'll see you on the flip side. All right, peeps. We are back. Back from Poetry Land. So if you would like to share, please put your hand in your box. We will get you onto the soapbox, if you will, and let you do your thing. I see you, Oshun. While we thinking about it, I'll share what I wrote, right? Needs work. But here we go. Google says the frequency of peace is 432 hertz. But I don't know if I trust Google. Infiltrated and probably low-key created by the powers unseen. If I was Google, I would not tell me how to get free. How 432 hertz is for healing. Literally, how to stop the hurt. Root chakra ascending into the fifth dimension. Ask Halpern. Jimi Hendrix, Lennon, Marley, Prince. They knew. They put peace in the music. We felt free, finally, at the right frequency. Didn't need so many heartbeats. That's where we're at. All right. Let me know if you want to share what you got. Oshun, I see you. Go ahead. Unmute yourself. Do your thing.
Can you hear me?
Yeah.
Okay, now I'll give you right to the prompt as usual. I just want you to know I am terrible at writing on demand with a limited time. I can write on demand if I got a day to do it. But it takes me a minute to get everything going. But anyway, the piece I'm going to read is called Imagine. Imagine seeing clearly the answers to, oh, excuse me, sorry. Okay, here we go. Imagine stepping softly into your divinity and growing rooted from there. Imagine seeing clearly the answers to unshrouded mysteries, hearing the music of truth in the thick of lies, acting in iridescent intention, righteous, pure, and embraced with divine law. Imagine death is just a door to the other dimension. Your ancestors closer than your own breath, whispering wisdoms to guide you through the thickest of life's convoluted quandaries. Imagine love as it really is, everywhere, always there, in limitless abundance, right in your own heart, blooming infinitely from the celestial roots in your soul. Yes, imagine love as the only reason for all of your actions. Yes, imagine, then live as Olodumare and destiny intended for you to live, joyous, serene, divine.
Beautiful, beautiful. And listen, it's okay, right? That's why I be telling y'all, like, you don't have to write to the prompt. It's okay. You're not the only one. It's all right. I respect the process, right? And not everybody has a process that is so fast. And that's okay, right?
You know, my process is usually this. I can be having a conversation and something spits out of my mouth without any thought. And it's like, oh, that belongs in a poem. Every once in a while, Ngoma will say, that needs to be in a poem. And I'll write it down in a note. And then I'll look at my notes later. I email it to myself. And then I look at my notes later. And sometimes a bunch of those end up in one poem. And sometimes I get one poem out of each one of them.
Mm-hmm.
So
See?
that's my crazy process.
Ain't nothing crazy about it. That's just yours, right? And that's okay. And then we get to have beautiful things like what you just read to us. So the process works. Okay. Thank you so much for sharing, for being here.
Thank you.
You're welcome. All right, Karen, do your thing. If you're still there.
What's up, everybody? What's up? What's up?
Yeah.
So this one's called I Seek to Be. I seek to be the best version of myself. But if I may be honest, the journey is full of lows and highs. 1 second I'm bubbly, the next I'm drained. 1 second I feel like Superwoman. The next second I can't remember my name. I think sometimes that even God can't relate. Why would he make a system so perfectly flawed? I truly struggle to be the best me. Thank you.
Thank you. Ugh, girl, you are not alone in that struggle. You know, not everybody's trying to be their best, but for some of us out here doing it, it's tough. It is rough work. But then I think sometimes it's supposed to be, right? Some of the things you struggle with the most, you remember the most, they get embedded in your spirit and who you choose to call yourself, right? Or the things you fought, right? To be able to call yourself. Like this thing we use a lot, strong, whatever that means, right? Okay. But some of us have to fight to even feel comfortable calling ourselves strong. So we with you, Karen, pushing towards better, right? It's not easy, but we hope that we're all at least trying. Okay, so let's get into another prompt. Okay, while you think about if you feel like writing the prompts today, or if you got something that might be on par with that. And I asked my folks in the last workshop to give writing a mantra a try. And I know for me, sometimes it's easy or to do something if I've got some instructions on at least how to start. And again, these are not rules by any means. You're not gonna be able to Google and be like, oh yeah, this is exactly how Ray James said to write the mantra. Nah, this is just some options, some offerings, something that I'd like you to try. Okay. So for the next 5 minutes, I want you to write a mantra for manifestation, right? Something that you're going to say to yourself when you're not feeling so strong, when this, operation and betterment gets a little trying and you need to encourage yourself, or maybe you want to encourage somebody else, right? So I want you to pick a number between 8 and 12. Okay. 8 is included and so is 12. You can choose any of those numbers. So I want you to keep that number in your mind. Okay. And I want you to take the next 5 minutes and I want you to write 2 lines that begin with the phrase, I call blank back to me, describing what you want the most, right? So if you feel like in this journey of life, power got away from you, or love got away from you, or, wisdom got away from you, I want you to call those things back to you, right? I call my power back to me. I call my wisdom back to me. Give me 2 lines beginning with that, okay? Then the next 2 lines I want you to write begin with I am. And in those 2 lines, you're describing why you deserve what you want, right? I call my power back to me. I call my power back to me. I am worthy. I am worth it, right? So I want you to give me 2 lines like that. Because we're talking to ourselves. We're going to tell ourselves why we deserve what it is that we want, that we're trying to get on the same frequency for, right? Next 2 lines begin with, I won't let, right? I want you to describe what you won't let get in your way. I won't let the haters get in my way. I won't let my fears stop my forward motion, okay? And the last 2 lines I want you to write about when you want what you want. Now this might repeat, right? I want it now. I want it right now, right? You're allowed to do that. And really, you're allowed to do all of it. You're allowed to do none of it. You're allowed to do your own thing. You could do 1 line, whatever, right? This is a guideline, not a requirement. And remember, I asked you to pick a number between 8 and 12. Those instructions take care of 8 lines. If you picked a number 9, 10, 11, or 12, that means you got some lines remaining. With your lines remaining, I want you to repeat 1 line that encourages you along the way, right? So if you did 8, you did your 8 lines, but you picked 10, your last 2 lines can be because I can, because I can. Okay, and I'm gonna leave those instructions up just in case you want to adhere to them. Just in case you don't, but you want to take like maybe 2 and leave the rest, that's okay. All right, and we're going to do this together for the next 5 minutes, and then we're going to share. So if you don't want to write to the prompt, find another piece that you'd like to share that you feel like spitting today. Okay. But right now we're going to write. Okay. 5 minutes starting now. All right, friends. We have made it back. All right, so you let me know if you would like to read. Karen, I see you. You can go ahead and unmute yourself. And anybody else who would like to read, just put your hand up in your box.
Okay. Lucky 8. I call my creativity back to me. I call my joy back to me. I am deserving of my joy to make myself happy. People shouldn't be held responsible for my happiness, for my joy. We all got battles to fight, man. I call my creativity back to me because I cannot stand to be boring. I cannot stand to be like everybody else. I won't let people get in my way. I surely won't let myself get in my way. I want the fullness of my creativity and joy now to manifest and to keep manifesting. Thank you. Lucky 8.
Yes, lucky 8. I'm so here for it. How did you feel when you were writing that, Karen? Did you feel more powerful?
I felt more hopeful. I felt more hopeful. I just always need so many jump starts, you know.
I hear you.
Yeah, that what gets.
I get you. I hear you. I hear you. Listen, well, we hope that you stay encouraged, right? And that you have a reason to hope, because there is usually at least one somewhere. Sometimes it's hard to find, but it's there.
Thank you so much.
You are so welcome. Thank you for taking on the challenge, right? We love it when you guys try. All right, Baba, I thought I saw your hand. Did you want to share? Ingoma, if you do, you can go ahead.
I didn't write.
That's okay.
I'm trying to figure out what to
What you going to share? All right.
share, but I got here. I did the National Poetry Writers Month 30-30. I didn't write 30 though. I think I wrote like 23. But in previous years, I have completed it like 7 years in a row. And somebody challenged me this year to say, "Oh, I want to see what you're gonna write," and I'm like, "I wasn't planning on writing." But anyway, here we go. Justice for Justin and Justin. I knew when he called on the ancestors and Black Jesus that things weren't going too well. After all, the melanin deficient only see the blue-eyed one. So we really got a problem right there. They really get nervous when we call on the ancestors. There's a drumbeat heartbeat in the air. Black fist raised on the Senate floor could get you arrested. But disagreeing with the gun lobby. But just last week, 6 lay dead in a Tennessean elementary school is not safe in these yet to be United States where bulletproof backpacks are the latest rage. And it's sad that mass killer prevention exercises are part of the curriculum, but not Black history.
Man, this is a weird world, isn't it?
Right.
It's just strange that we even have to have a Black history, like that we have to compartmentalize history tells you everything we need to know about what history really means in this world, right? That's real. Thank you for sharing, man.
Just trying to get to the truth.
Huh, that's true. What is that even these days? They got us so mixed up, but we know it when we feel it. They forgot about that part,
Yeah.
right? That's what's up. All right, cool. So let me see. I'll share one with y'all too. So this is an older piece. About older, probably like a month or so. And I think one of my next endeavors is gonna be to write some like Black sci-fi shit, because that's fun for me, right? So this is kind of in that vein of where I'm trying to go. We arrived. Ship door cried open. Earth's intense sun came pouring in. I could barely shield sufficiently before I saw you. Somewhat amused, I looked on. From just outside your dimension, invisible to your flat eyes, I tried to decide how to fold myself into time, another earthly discomfort. Finally, finding my opening, I leapt into her mirror. I could vaguely recall that hue of discontent in my brown and our eyes, where dimmer than my consciousness recalled at first, earth, also, of course, weighty in its emotions. The humans in her time still called it gravity. I was impressed by her lack of fear when I appeared. She seemed to expect me, still so untrusting, naive, touching glass as if she couldn't already feel me. So pleased to save her, I gushed all the galaxies we would endeavor, the fruit yet left to taste, the colors. You looked on in wonder. Ever a loyal citizen of Capricorn constellation, I underestimated your skepticism, how quickly your spark could fade, expecting that reality could only be flat. All right. So we're going to jump to it, right? We're going to That's a throwback. That's a throw. What y'all know about that? Y'all don't know nothing about that. All right, like my daddy say. Okay. We're going to jump into another prompt for your soul, for your soul. All right. And we're going to see what we think. Cool. And again, even if it's just a prompt to get back in them crates and see if we got anything somewhat similar, right? So I want you to write a poem about what you blocked out, right? Or write a poem using the phrase, teach me to believe in the soul, okay? Or write about something that you want to write about. Whatever is taking you is welcome here. It's your 5 minutes, not mine. So whatever you want to write about, you want to go get a snack, you want to come back in 5, that's cool too. We're going to be here and I'll be writing with you either way. So I'll see you on the other side of this 5. Cool? All right. All right, peeps. Welcome back. Welcome back. I appreciate y'all for sticking it out with us. We're going to get into one last fat share, okay? So if you got something you want to share, you just been like, oh, I got to read this one to him. This one going to do it to him. You go ahead and put your hand up in the Zoom box and we will get to you, whether that's to the prompt or otherwise. Again, that is not a rule, right? It's just a suggestion. All right, and Goma, I see you. Go ahead. You can unmute yourself and do your thing.
I didn't write to the prompt here. So this is called After Trump. It's written on Thanksgiving Day. It's Misgiving Day. The turkeys are pardoned, but not Mumia, Maroon, no Matulu. There's a bread line around Old Glory. We'll double talk. But anyway you flip it, food insecurity all adds up to hunger. As the newest escapee from Banana Republicism takes a deep breath, hands stuck out for discontinued welfare, hoping Santa brings the gift of good health. But the Grinch brings coal for your stocking, spreading black lung, renamed COVID, as the pandemic rages and checkpoints are set up at the border. The enemy is invisible as Big Pharma has a race to the finish line, but fear embraces me like Tuskegee, Trail of Tears and Poison Blankets. So I need a different solution than the one the White House is selling and buying with my tax dollar. Soon I'll need hazardous duty paid to live here in fear of being arrested by the mask police.
Again, it's a weird world, man. It's tough, man. Even the air, everything is weird. Everything is bad. It's crazy. Thank you again for being here. Anybody else who'd like to share? Appreciate you. And if you got another, you can certainly come back around with one too. Right? Cool. You know what? I'll share something new as well. I haven't shared with anybody yet. And maybe, hopefully, y'all like it. While you thinking if you want to share or not, maybe you could get down with this in the meantime. All right. So this one, if I can find it, that would be cool. Right? Get it together, Ray Jane. My God, right? So this one is entitled Six Sad Worlds. And for those of you who are watching MTV like in the 2000s, you might remember a show called Daria. So this is kind of coming from that. And in the background, she always had this news show that would play, and it was called Six Sad World. And it had all these stories that were just outlandish. And it's like now we watch the news and the same things that seemed outlandish on Six Sad World on Daria now seem like highly plausible. So this is where that came from. I swear my feed is starting to look like Six Sad World is playing on Daria's TV. Next story said, Louisiana woman kills ex-boyfriend's 6-year-old daughter, puts her body in a bucket and puts it on biological mom's yard. Somebody please tell me what the fuck is going on. Decency must have become a yawn, the way what's normal in the world has become scary, where our living is death-defying, everywhere terrifying. To step outside, at least that's the frequency they want us on. Saw a classroom wall turn into a barricade and didn't even hesitate to succumb to clickbait. They fishing for our intelligence, one coincidentally placed ad at a time. They've been listening. Original operative must have failed, cause this a Mach 5 velocity, speeding greedily toward reason why billionaires' bunkers line the Midwest, why bullets are so good for business. Yosemite will probably say it best. When she blows or when the house of dollars crash, we'll all ash, earth becoming catacomb, epilogue to the next manufactured storm. Is nature allowing herself to be manipulated because we're too stupid not to eradicate ourselves? She must figure we don't need no help. We, well, on our way. Irreverent, mansplaining why she shouldn't be horrified by what she sees. Next story. Will the real ETs be so offended by their impersonation that they leave their blending behind to correct us? Deep dive, then scroll. Oh, and 10 tips on how to remove a stain, erase mistakes, talk out your tics, regrow your real brain, bombard you with the truth. The world now resembling a spoof. New AI got your voice on your mama's line until she begging for proof of life. Preposterous. How monstrous us mutants can get. All claiming to be human, rearranging the same alliances, 'cause ain't nobody told the truth from inside the lion's den yet. They know it's damn near impossible to sift mountains of opinions. The absent-minded don't react to redacting, thus not enough open mouths are demanding spelling with their words, so rivers remain dammed. Also behind the repentance for ongoing war against the indigenous, the salmon keep jumping into nothing. Like Flint. Still ain't got no water, too much to rescind. Too off balance at end of scroll, thinking it interesting that it has that name. As if we're consenting to a contract when choosing to interact. Jet past, fine print in terms and conditions. The starving can't eat consequences. No protest to relinquish vigor to artificial intelligence. Dizzying. Next story. Thousands of hearts in support of adopting the last elephants. Scientists predict how long until we swim with our last dolphin. Can't click again. Unable to stomach how sick the sea is, I disconnect. Unplug myself, get offline before my mind melts into a flatline. Before I can't remember what I stand for, I get out of stationary position. Do exactly what screens erase from the vision, escape to tangible landscape. Validation that I can taste. I go out. Thank you. All right. Appreciate y'all. New shit. Oh, yeah. Appreciate you. All right. I see your camera on, gorgeous. Are you going to share something with us, Melissa?
I can if you want.
Yes, I do. I always want. Yes, of course.
Okay. Do you want sweet, sexy, sad, serious, salty, or silly?
Give us something sexy. It's been a while.
All right. So here's what I'm gonna do. I'm gonna do something that's sexy, sweet, that is brand new. But is it cool if I do two?
Yeah, absolutely.
It's been a while, so I want to read you this new poem that I actually did since I'm in the desert and Title 42 is expiring. I wrote a piece about that, and I think you're really gonna like it, Regine. So I'll start with that because it's always better to end with something sexy.
Go ahead, go ahead.
All right, so this is title entitled Title 42 expires. I think about the broken levees during Katrina, how the flood of failure and death came for Louisiana. Whenever the news chooses to give a 10-second spot during not so prime time to the massive drowning of desperate human necessity at the southern border. Tomorrow, 11:59 p.m., I suppose Eastern time, even though no one here is on their time or their damn dime, COVID restrictions will be lifted for migrants, and they are cresting the finite line between two countries that used to be one, used to belong to a people actually born to this land. Torn apart by the greed of man's hand, driven by a God that anoints their power and avarice need to conquer, to self-proclaim being king, being rightful owner, to be able to say who belongs and who does not. So many are flocking for survival over continents when most Americans can't even walk to the corner store. The masses arrive since corruption and murder has driven them north to the border like cattle. The wharf to the ship of dreams equals tragedy around here. So many have died. Too many have died. Mothers hand off their babies to strangers, to be raped, to be trafficked, to be slaughtered, all in the name of a better life because they have no clear way to sanctuary. Kept in cages, segregated for the sake of not being deemed legal. 251,487 reported border crossings in just December 2022. Over 12,000 were unaccompanied children. Our levees are about to break in less than 30 hours, and still bodies are burning in trailers, in car accidents, in tents on the side of a river that holds the ghosts of hope, those who tried to cross before, those who died cold and wet and alone and scared, who sacrificed because there is no other choice for so many who wait for this place still. And their families will never know. They will never see their corpses or be called to join them in said promised land. This is not the American dream. This is not the America I am proud of. This is not a place that saves the many, but a few. We allow poor communities of color to die slowly, one at a time. Glacial genocide. While the government decides how much it will cost, then points a heavy finger to the other guy. Mothers would never let this happen. Mothers would never let children die. No one came. No one came for weeks after Katrina. No one has come here. No one has ever come here, except now 1,500 extra troops to this place. Send lawyers. Send doctors, send actual help, or send more coroners, more casket makers, more priests and poets to write the true history. Poem.
Woo.
Yeah. That was hard, this Marissa. Like, yeah.
That was great. That's new shit.
Do shit. Well, I mean, I wrote it the night before Title 42 expired, so I mean, it's newer shit. You haven't heard it yet.
That's dope.
Thank you. Yeah, it's just so frustrating. All right. Sexy, she says. She says she wants sexy. Where is this poem? I just had this poem. Damn it. Okay, here we go. Here it is. I was like, I just had it. All right, so this is new shit too. You know, whenever someone tells me not to do something, I like do the opposite. It's just something that I do. I'm an opposite doer. And I'm sorry if my Chromebook decides to be like jumpy and stuff. All right, here we go. This poem is written for Chaz. It's titled, You Told Me. You told me not to write this. You told me not to explain the best way to love me. Because then you would know, and I would know, you would know, and we would know that we know, and there's nowhere to hide. And how can I expect anyone to love me like this? I thought it would take me days, weeks, a lifetime figuring this out. But just because you said don't, and because I specialize in doing the opposite, I'm going to do and leave the rest up to, well, love me like a home-cooked meal or a last meal. Because I am enough woman to fill all the empty and heal. No, not heal. Hold healing space for you to face those demons. Demon tongue in my mouth. Face my face deep down in balls and throat that always wanted a kiss to wake it. Love me like the desert sunset. Smells of strawberries over fossilized stone mountains that soften beneath your hands. Love me, if nothing else, on purpose, with ridiculous laughter. The kind that spreads from smile to smile, shakes from core release you haven't known since childhood. Love me kind, love me dirty, love me scared, love me brave, love me like you believe you'll never leave and make me believe it too. Love me so hard that you become my day one. Love me through hand holding and gentle guarding of the small of my back, an arm around my shoulder, a hand up or down or in or out. Let's just go together. Hug me so long our bodies braid themselves. A tapestry of time that will never fail us. Kiss me like you aren't afraid. Kiss me like you're on this journey too. Kiss me like we are walking the same way at the same time, at the same rate, like fate didn't forget about us after all. Kiss me like we are medicine, a cure for each other's can'ts, where the world is our playground and everything becomes possible. Touch me like you're penning a new poem, like my nipples are your ink and my skin your microphone. Love me into safety, where I freely kneel before you, look up with my blue eyes, your beautiful dick wipes across my face, buries into my mouth, and I let you make me all yours. Love me like you are Kevlar, like my words matter. Love me like I am beautiful and seen and all yours. Love me like this was meant to be. Love me like the good outweighs the bad. Love me like my broken bits are okay and you are the missing piece. Love me scared out of your mind. Love me desperate. Love me authentic. Love me like there are no second chances and it is more than just the chase. Love me, the whole woman, the curvy body and shifting moods. Love me in my darkness and my light. Love me when I bite and when I cry. Love me by letting me have my way with you. Love me by letting me leave you never the same again. Love me in a slow dance humming kitchen song and at a ruckus poetry slam. Love me when I come a showery orgasm over you and when I fall asleep in your arms. Love my hips. Love my breasts. Love my pussy. Love my ass. Love me just as much as you love my lips, my arms, my smile, my toes, my relentless dream working. Stay. Stay to love me this way. Stay so that we may learn each other in the best way, like poets, like people, like we are destined to do. Thank you.
Ooh, yes. That is beautiful. You said my relentless dream working. So many lines I loved.
I feel like that's my real job. I'm a dream worker.
A dream worker. I love that. That is beautiful.
Thank you.
Right? What is a poet if not a dream worker, right? And Oshun, go ahead, get your snacks. We actually rounding it out for the evening, right? I thank you all for spending time with us. Today is Friday night. We know you could be anywhere. You could be partying. Some of you might be on your way to a party. And if that's the case, we appreciate you for letting us be, the pre-party, if you will. So we're here the last Friday of every month, as you may or may not know. So we're here in our Zoom boxes and streaming live on Facebook, presented to you again by The Word is Right. Shout out to Marissa Prada, our fearless leader, and to all the folks who decided to come out and share, whether that was to the prompts or not to the prompts. Like we said, it's an invitation, not a requirement, okay? Thank you, Oshun. Thank you, Ngoma, to Karen, Marissa, Rachel. Thank you to Shaki. I know you're out there in Zoomverse somewhere. To all those folks who came through, even if it was for a little while. We appreciate your energy. And we'll see you back here. The last Friday of the month is June 30th. Woo, man, time is flying. Could you believe it? All right. So you can follow me at It's Ray Jane. That's ITSRAYJANE. And I'll be dropping some reminders. If you're anything like me, you need a reminder or two. Okay. And
Don't forget tomorrow night, karaoke.
Yes.
Karaoke tomorrow night with Terry Rose Drusen.
Let's
We're going to do some Tina Turner stuff, and we have a special Tina Turner tribute night Monday night. We're going to be doing music, writing, poetry, whatever, open mic. Monday night is going to be an awesome, awesome Tina Turner tribute night. So come by if you can.
All right, we're going to be a private dancer. With them.
Let's go.
Yeah.
Let's go. All right,
Let's-
Ray Jane, thank y'all so much. Peace and blessings, everyone.
Peace, everybody. We'll see you next time. Be good to yourselves. Enjoy them snacks in Goma. Now I'm gonna go snack too. I'm
Just
hungry.
gonna go get that sponsorship, right? Get that money, right? Get that some chips to get Frito-Lay. Frito-Lay, let's get that sponsorship money and go, man.
Doritos, where you at? Doritos, where you at?
Bye.
Bye, y'all. Peace.